What's going on, guys? Money Making Joey back here doing another video for you. And the video that I released yesterday was a very important video. It laid out the topic of why I am 100% out of the rideshare industry. Now, there was a point that I made in that video, and I said that I was going to make a dedicated video to this point. And this point is overall the issue that I find today, currently October 22nd, 2024, inside of the rideshare industry. And I've mentioned this before, this point in previous videos, where there was someone here on YouTube that left a comment under my video. And in that video, it was basically about me, I don't want to say bragging about making $1,000 driving on the Uber platform in less than like 32 hours. It was more so a video showing people out there in the YouTube world the possibilities, right? And then, you know, some tips and tricks from me on how I did it. But what's important to point out is someone left a comment under that video. And I don't remember exactly what it was word for word, but basically they were scolding me about making a video on the YouTube platform, making this video basically telling people, hey, yeah, you could go out here and easily make $1,000 and here's how you do it. They called it like self-cannibalization. I don't know. I don't remember what it was word for word, but basically this guy was angry about that. And he's like, hey, he doesn't believe that YouTubers like myself at the time should be making videos boasting about the industry, telling everyone whatever the case may be. Now, at the time of him making this comment, this was like a year ago. Even though I replied back in disagreement with what he said, I'm going to be 100% transparent and honest with you guys. I believe when the pandemic struck, 2020, you had a lot of different YouTubers on the scene making videos concerning the rideshare industry prior to that, but we've reached a point where in 2020, during the pandemic, a lot of different things transpired and happened. Now, a lot of people complain about the migrant issue that's currently going on in 2024. I remember living in New York City back in 2019, before the pandemic, when they made it a sanctuary city. I had to renew my driver's license around Christmas 2019. The DMVs were so packed, the line was out the door and down the block with, you know, illegal immigrants coming to get their IDs and everything like that. Stick with me, guys. I promise you, I'm going somewhere with this, right? A lot of people are really like short-minded, and they really don't remember what just happened 5 years ago. The foundation for this was set 5 years ago prior to the pandemic, right? I believe these actions, you know, with the current migrant crisis is pushing a lot of new, you know, drivers into rideshare, a lot of new delivery personnel into Uber Eats. I don't want to get too far into this because, you know, we could go into a whole nother conversation and it might spark a little bit more of a debate than what I'm actually going for. So I'm going to leave it up to everyone out there's interpretation of where I'm going as far as the current migrant crisis and then the saturation that we're currently experiencing in the rideshare industry. And when I say saturation, goes back to this self-cannibalizing thing where it's like we had something good prior to the pandemic. The pandemic made it, you know, just a tad bit better, where it was less drivers out there, and the drivers who were willing to do rideshare and the drivers who were willing to deliver your food was making a decent amount of money. Once the stimulus went away, once the extra unemployment went away, all of that good money for the pandemic went away right along with it, just due to the fact that now you have a whole bunch of drivers in the mindset of, why am I going to go out there and deliver food and do rideshare when I'm easily collecting $700 to $1,000 per week on unemployment? I can understand it, but it wasn't going to last forever. I remember back September 2021, maybe 2 years ago, when all the stimulus, all the unemployment was done, all that money tanked because now we have in the industry all of these different drivers coming back now. So we got all of these different drivers back. The last 2 years have been a little bit funny because of that. But what I've noticed inside of the industry is that now, as of late last year going into the beginning of this year, the industry is way slower. Like in the summertime, we're usually booming, but we're sitting here June, July of the summertime, and we're waiting 5 to 10 minutes in between trips. Now, I am in North Jersey. North Jersey during certain times are rocking. That time is long gone. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. That is due to the fact of this saturation. We're at a point with Uber Eats, with food delivery and ride share, where there are way too many people out for the demand. That's just the reality of it. And it's been getting worse, and I predict that it's going to continue to get worse because there are a certain class of people, let's just call them, out there where, and this is another reason why I said all the strikes and everything that drivers and stuff wanted to do over the years wouldn't really work. And it's due to the fact that there will always be a certain class of people out there that you're complaining about what you currently get. I would be more than happy to do the exact same thing that you do for less. And it's just due to the fact that my overhead, my cost of life is not the same as yours. I'm living in a household with 10 adults. We might only have a 3-bedroom apartment, but it's 10 of us here, right? Or I might be someone that still lives with my parents. I might be a 35-year-old that still lives down in the basement, right? I can take less because of that. But you have grown men with families. They're suffering from inflation. They're at a point where they're paying $2,000 a month plus for a 2-bedroom apartment. They're trying to stick around in the industry and fight for better pay. It will always be a problem when someone is willing to take less than you, right? We're currently living in a world where artificial intelligence is booming. It's only a matter of time before you have self-driving vehicles. The industry as a whole was not meant for us, per se. It's just a countdown to the moment where they go driverless. And then what do you think, actually happens then? You think it's tough to make money in the industry now? What do you think happens then? Just something seriously, to think about. Do me a favor, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here. Get subscribed to the channel if you haven't done so already. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys have found value from it. Money Making Joey, I'm out of here, and I will see you guys in the next one.